The following video contains coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Cause it's his story time. Except I forgot my controller. Every fucking time. Coming in hot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Uncle Gramma's story time.
Always coming in hot.
Uncle Gramma's story time.
It'd be weird if you came in cold. Coming in from the cold.
That'd be pretty good too. It's Uncle Gramma.
Scary.
Living the dream. Hold on, we got Joe in there? Let me make sure.
Yeah, there's a bit of Joe.
I want all the Joe.
There we go.
There.
Nice.
Now we're cooking. Oh boy. How are you, old friend?
Oh, it's been a good week.
Yeah.
Back at work. Feels
Back,
good.
You back to normal?
Back
Have
to
you-
normal.
You finally wiped off all the fun from the
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Feel great.
amazing trip home.
Yep. It's all figured out.
I
On
love
to the
that.
next adventure.
That's it. See?
Yeah.
And you guys made it through. That's
Yep.
the biggest thing.
Yep.
Crazy.
All alive, ready to go.
Living the dream. Before we get to anything else, I want to thank you for having a lovely girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. She helped you out, eh?
She was the best. She was
Nice.
the and she didn't know that I knew, so I was like, I didn't want to bother her, so she was serving us drinks at the 25-year anniversary show on Time of Demise and this Chaos and Raven Witch. And eventually she's like, hey, just so you know, I was like, I know, your Uncle Gramma's. It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, it's so sweet. So to Alicia, that was fantastic. Thank you again. And yeah, she gave us a couple good deals, and it was amazing. She's incredible.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we were talking about the skills that she has going through there.
Oh, yeah.
Circle pit, she's right around it, full tray. Crazy.
It's pretty intense
Yeah.
and brave.
And she said she's only fallen once.
Huh.
Some guy gave her one, but luckily her tray was empty. But she ran to a table.
Jeez.
I know. I don't understand how anyone can serve around circle pits, but I digress.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
So anyways, you're a very lucky guy is the point of the story.
Nice.
So thank you for that.
Hey, you're welcome.
Perfect. So he's got an AI Tamagotchi that he keeps in his basement, and he says, Tamagotchi, make this, go. And then the Tamagotchi is actually a T1000. We just try to make it not as scary by calling it a Tamagotchi. It puts out some pictures for him for some keywords. I'm looking up here, and this is just, this one is almost beautiful except for the bill on the duck. So I'm going to go with something along, oh yeah, by the way, I try to guess what the words were. That's the gimmick. This looks like a duck on a lake with an eyeball on his bill. Looks like it.
Oh, whoa. That kind of looked, yeah, that looks cool.
It looked majestic until I saw that, then it got weird again. It's like Daffy Duck's face in front of a normal duck's head.
Oh, weird. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, otherwise it looks like a beautiful painting, like an oil painting.
Yeah.
Am I close?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's definitely a duck, and it's definitely an oil painting, kind of like Salvador Dali kind of thing. I always like
Of course, Salvador Dali. Yes.
telling the thing to make like a Dali style painting, because it always turns out extra weird as
Yeah.
soon as you kind of prompt that. But
So
yeah,
is this Salvador Dali guy pretty famous?
yeah, he's an extremely famous artist.
Okay.
You know, like the melting clock and like all that. I'll show
trippy
you some
stuff? Okay, maybe we'll learn more about art. This is learning about art. So what's the story behind this guy?
Well, this is kind of like because this is coming out on Father's Day. So this
it's
is
Father's Day today, tomorrow.
a
Oh, yeah,
tribute
today.
tribute to Dad's
Oh.
episode.
Dads love ducks.
So this is kind of like a dad joke that my grandpa used to tell.
Here we go.
I'm
I'm pumped.
So all it is what's the difference between a duck?
I don't know.
That's what that
That's what it is?
Yeah, that's all I put in there.
What's the difference between a duck?
Between a duck.
So this is like a half and half duck.
I don't know. That's what it gave.
That's what the Tamagotchi said, eh?
Yeah. It just kind of, so to ask the eternal question again,
Yes.
what's the difference between a duck?
Looks like about half and half.
Great answer. You know, 1 foot's both the same.
Yeah. Sure. That's the thing?
Yeah.
Man, I'm missing out on these dad jokes. I don't get it. So half a duck is just like a half a duck?
No, what's the difference between a duck? One foot's both the same.
Okay. I'm still not getting it. Am I dumb?
We'll see if you get it by the end of the episode.
Okay. So 1 foot. So they have 2 feet that are the same?
1 foot.
1 foot.
1 foot's both the same.
1 foot's
know.
both the same.
You know?
This is embarrassing. Hopefully it'll be funny because I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's, you know, one of those old guy jokes. It's just one of those things. I actually watched a video. I realized today that I haven't watched my favorite movie in 10, 15 years, and I have to watch it again.
Which movie is this?
Grumpier Old Men. The second one. I watched
the sequel that no one talks about.
I watched the second one way more. Way more than the first. Kind of like Next Friday. I love Next Friday.
So good, yeah.
I don't know why
I'll give
I
that
like
to
the
you.
second one better than the first one. I think it's because of the dads.
So
and
funny.
like that's like both dads in
Hilarious.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Like John Witherspoon and then like
So
his
funny.
uncle.
Yeah.
Oh man, like they make the movie. It's
true.
So shout out to dads.
Yeah,
so many dad shout outs.
Was he the dog guy, wasn't he? He had to go around and pick up wild dogs?
Yeah, he was,
Maybe he's always spraying the spray.
yeah. Well, and he's the second one with the burrito place.
Yes.
Put some
He's gotta
hot
get
sauce
that
on my
on that
burrito,
burrito.
baby.
Got that hot sauce on my burrito.
But like, there's
then he has
so
to go
many
use the
things.
bathroom.
When he comes out of the, no one go in there. 35, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I say that stuff all the
It's
time.
amazing.
And
I'll give you that.
Those little kind of dad sayings is just hilarious. But Grumpier Old Men is just full of it. Like that's all it is just
Lines.
little wicked lines.
Yeah.
Because Burgess Meredith, the grandpa, and then like
You know the actors' names too,
Jack
right?
Lemmon, Walter Matthau.
Yeah, we know those guys.
Like
They're
since
the
the Odd
OGs.
Couple, they're like the best comedy pairing outside of Carl Reiner, Mel Brooks. But like Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, still to this day will just kill me. Like
Yeah.
Walter Matthau, saw like a clip of him telling like the 3 old men in a convalescent home thing. It's like an old Johnny Carson interview.
I
he
like
does.
that. Yeah.
And it was a Walter Matthau telling it like an old dad joke. It was like 3 old men in a convalescent home. First man's like, "Oh, I wish I could take a number 1. You know, just a nice solid stream number 1. You know, that's what I wish." Second guy's just like, "I wish I could number 2.
Oof.
You know, like Mount St. Helens erupting, just one of those amazing
Sounding good.
things
Yeah.
that would just be amazing." And then the third guy's just like, "Hey, every morning, 7 a.m., I get up and I have a beautiful number 1. Absolutely amazing." And then at 7:30, like clockwork, I have the best number 2. It's just amazing. It's absolutely incredible. He's like, "Well, what are you complaining about?" He's like, "Well, I don't get up till 9.
Ah, yes.
I love those types of jokes.
That's why we got Grampers.
But like when Walter Matthau tells it, it's
Yeah.
like the best.
Yeah.
And you got guys like that. He is one of those guys that he just has to talk
Oh yeah.
and to start laughing. Kind of like Norm Macdonald.
Oh, the best.
He just talks and you start
Oh.
laughing. The best.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So yeah, dad jokes, dad stuff.
Happy Father's Day. To all the
Happy
dads.
Father's Day to all the dads.
Nice. King Palm would make a great present for a lot of dads, I think.
Yeah, there's dads out there that probably
Look at all these. Look at all these
King Palm.
things. We got King Palms. We got flavors. Oh, they're gonna fall out. Oh, there you go. Look at all those. And so many more.
that's a big list, man.
Yeah. No tobacco. Natural leaf rolls. They're fantastic. Fill them up like an old time Civil War gun muzzle loader. Boom. Send it on your way. Lay it up. Put it out.
This thing
It
is
goes.
like a little stick that you-
Roaming crooner.
for-
Roaming
to
crooner.
stuff The Roman crooner.
Do it. Do it. There he is.
Here, we'll give it to the
The duck's roaming. Very well done. Very well done. So thank you again to our friends at King Palm for all the amazing gifts, as always, that we love to show off for you on Uncle Gramma's Story Time.
Okay, back to
Talk to me. Back to business.
grumpier old men.
Oh, of course. That is business.
Like, one of those things when you realize you haven't seen something in a long time. Like, why do I like this movie? Like,
Why do I keep going back?
and it's just because of old guys. For some reason, old guys are just funnier than everybody. They've lived more life.
Yeah.
They tell
They
more
got
jokes.
experience, man.
Yeah, and all those types of things. So I just remember, like I said, my grandpa's joke there, the duck joke. It's one of those things. It's like old guys say shit like this to each other all the time, just to mess with each other. It's like chirping one another.
Exactly.
Instead of chirping the guy.
Grumpy old men is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just sit there and chirp at each other. But this joke, if you didn't get it, have you gotten it?
Still haven't got it, no.
No. Well, it's just one of those things that you tell somebody and watch them squirm. And then like a week later, if you heard from some other guy, like telling you the same joke, it's like you told some guy out in a field somewhere, because he's like, the help, he's helping farm or something like that. He's running the grain truck.
Doing it.
And he's kind of a dumbski. So you tell him a joke like that and watch him laugh, and then tell other people, and he still hasn't gotten it yet. And then you hear it like a week later, and he tells it, and it's completely wrong. Doesn't make any sense to begin with. And you're like, oh,
You're telling me this is the perfect dad joke because you're
Yeah.
setting everyone else up
You just watch
to be
him
the
squirm.
failure. Yeah. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and that's why when you just get to sit back and do one of those.
I tried really hard to understand.
Exactly, and
Like,
the harder
really
you
hard.
think, the
Yeah.
funnier it is.
It worked well. So I got dadded there. I'll give you that one for
Yeah,
sure.
He had a great sense of humor. He used to give us he'd just walk in the room and hand you like a puzzle, like one of those little hand puzzles.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. He'd just give that to you instead of watching TV or something. He's just like, here, struggle with that. He'd sit there for like an hour or two struggling,
Trying to
walk
figure
back
out
in the
these
room and
puzzles.
just, and walk away. Just like, I don't know. That was one thing that he just loved to do is just
It's a great move.
Watch
Watch
you
people struggle. Yeah. I
That's
like that,
funny.
dude. That's a good one.
So, in his later years, I always thought, I'm going to get him back with another dad joke.
Oh,
or
boy, here we
something.
go.
Maybe you forgot.
Yeah.
So, I was out back barbecuing, and he was sitting right there. He used to just, he was a ball player.
Well, here we
He
go.
was actually in the Sask Baseball Hall of Fame.
Get out of here. I think you told me that.
Yeah, so he used to go to ball games all the time, and that was like his thing. So he'd always have his 6-pack in a cooler and his little fold-out chair that he'd sit on.
Of course.
And so there he is in the backyard. I'm barbecuing. He's usually barbecuing. He's always barbecuing. He's the guy that takes
That's
care
where you
of
get it from.
So now I'm sitting there. I'm cooking. Get away from the barbecue.
Yeah.
And he's sitting about 10 feet away, telling me what I'm doing wrong.
Oh,
Like, what
yes.
are you doing? Oh, come on. And he's never really given me shit like that before. And I was just like, good thing you're sitting over there, because I was going to flick you one of these things right at you.
That's right.
And he's like, oh, you try it. And I never really said anything to him like that before. And
How'd it go over?
well, it was just like, so I don't know if you remember this one, but what's the difference between a duck? And he looks at me, he's like, without skipping a beat, he's like, oh yeah, they all are.
That's the answer. That's the answer. So that's what I should have said.
It's just like, how do you, I can't
Without,
stump this
like,
guy.
just boom, exactly. Being quick.
And that's what I appreciate about, the small town humor
course,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. It's just, it's so natural and just comes out, and all you're really trying to do is get a laugh at
it.
this point in time.
Like, can you imagine being around some bros and that joke comes up and you were the one that planted it? And like, it finally landed. Like, that's like the slow play, the slow burn.
And then you get
Plant
to
that
watch
seed.
somebody struggle again.
Yeah.
It's always gonna.
It always
you'll see
works.
the fruits of your labor.
There it is.
So I met
Always
a guy
pays off.
in Sandusky, Ohio.
Yes.
He, I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. They're in a freak show. They had like a traveling freak show.
No way. Like with the bearded lady and all that?
It was just the two of them. They're like cracking whips, doing like sleight of hand tricks, and
Alright.
like it's kind of like a traveling carnival. They have like a little thing. They have
That's pretty cool.
on the bus that they live on is like a legitimate tattoo shop,
Of course.
and it's like, yeah, these guys were super interesting.
So they give you tattoos like in between their sets, I guess. Of
Well, we
doing
didn't
fun
get
shit.
any
Well, of course.
tattoos, but yeah, they
You could have.
could have,
Yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, the one guy, I remember we were sitting there just kind of laughing back and forth, and I told him the duck joke.
Oh, here we go.
He's like,
Yes.
"What's-
Pay it off.
What's the difference between a duck? And he's like, oh, like this. And he just,
Come on. He's got the picture.
well, he's like, I've never heard that before, but I'm going to start using that. But his,
That's a crazy tattoo, bro.
yeah, it's like, this is the perfect
It's like your Tamagotchi picture.
tattoo for the joke.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Double-headed duck on his leg. You can't really see it. I
You
can't
see it pretty
zoom
good.
in on it.
That's okay. You want me to zoom on it? I'll zoom on it.
Yeah,
I ain't scared.
zoom in on it.
Look at this.
Wish I could remember his name. He was a nice guy.
Of course he was.
And
Everyone
yeah,
you meet's a nice
dude
guy.
was like putting a nail up his nose.
Oh, how do guys do that, hey?
Yeah, there it is. What's the difference between a duck?
Look at that.
You know, one foot's both the same. See? Right?
The
You got it.
precipice for the entire setup of this show. Right there. And I got had, bro.
That's funny.
That's wild. Nice shoes too, by the way. Oh, what do we got here?
Yeah.
There's the boys.
Yeah, there's Jay, Alan.
Oh, look at
where's
this.
the
I'm still waiting for a wiener shot to pop up here.
oh
I think
there's
that'd be amazing.
there should be one of the guy putting this thing in his nose. The nail
Oh
in his
God.
nose.
Oh boy.
Maybe it was before. Here it is.
Come on. He's got the pirate look down, hey? Oh. And that's with a hammer, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Al's got a better
gonna
video
say-
of that one.
Poor old Al's looking at it. Boy.
Oh! Yeah.
How did he do that?
His video's a lot better.
That's still crazy.
Yeah.
So that guy's got the duck joke on his leg.
Yeah, the one. No, it's actually the other guy that's not on camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's two dudes.
Yeah, it's two dudes that
Okay.
travel around and do it. They're, yeah, super nice guys. But like that's what they do for a living. They go around to all these different events. They're kind of like a traveling vendor. Like,
They just go around with the bike shows?
yeah, and many
Or
other like,
rallies?
carnivals
Yeah.
and other
Yeah,
stuff like
clearly.
that, kind of like carnies. But like that's what they do. I think he said they do 270 dates a year. So they're just live out of this thing, and that's their home. That's
How
what they do.
would you be able to do that?
Yeah, they
like-
just don't stop.
Yeah,
And you
I
live
guess.
out of these buses. There's two buses.
And they just go.
One's a tattoo shop, and the other one's like an RV.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it stores all the stuff. It's pretty cool. So yeah, getting back on the dad train. I
Dad it
wanna
up.
Shout out my dad.
Happy Dad Days.
Kind of, there is a funny story, an interesting story that is his story to tell, but it's kind of goes back to like how I grew up playing music. Everybody in my family is very musical,
Yes.
and like my grandfather was a drummer. My grandma's a drummer. They were or a piano player, and they were in a band together.
That's
And
usually how it goes.
So like my dad and aunt growing up, like they were all around music. So when they grew up, they were playing with mom and dad, and like then dad was in like a couple country bands because
Nice.
that's at the time in the 70s or whatever.
That's what you did.
Saskatchewan.
Yep.
Go out and play at rodeos and street dances and halls and stuff like that. I think
so
they
much
were
fun.
called the Sounds of Country.
There it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Sounds of Country.
Sounds Country. And there's, had many different things that he was doing. But I remember just recently we went out for lunch and we were talking about this breakdown that we had just had in Indiana. And like he's heard about multiple breakdowns over the years
Yeah.
of different vans, buses.
And
trailers.
not just from you, from
Oh,
many people.
From many people,
Yeah.
but like he had that one story of like the breakdown that they had when they were traveling back in the day. I don't think it was very far from where they lived, at the time, but it was a snowy night in the Sounds of Country. We were coming home after the gig, and used to travel with a lot of gear. Like they had like big sound systems, put them out in a big trailer, and then like a big van. The whole thing's just packed to the nines, and they're driving down the road, slip off the highway. The trailer pulls them into the ditch, and they ended up like 20 feet down an embankment into a slough.
And how long ago was this?
Very long time, probably early 70s.
So it's not just grab your cell phone and give someone a call.
No,
they're
they're in the water.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Like, this thing went in. No one got hurt. Maybe minor bumps and bruises and stuff like that, but everything was lost to the slough. Like the van in there, all the gear, all of everything.
Yeah, what do they even do? Like just leave it?
Like
how do you get home from that?
You just got to save yourself and get out,
That's
right?
right, yeah.
Like you're not pulling it out. But
dude.
Yeah, so I guess with the insurance claim, thank for the insurance.
Yeah.
They're like, well, what do we do to get all this stuff back? We need a vehicle, we need this, we need that, and all of our gear's gone. All of this other stuff's gone. So the insurance guy's like, well, this is basically your lucky day. Go down to your local music store and basically pick the nicest stuff in the room. And
how does that work?
Because you're replacing all of this gear, all these serial numbers and everything are all lost. They weren't really keeping track of any of that stuff. So if you have a guitar, go get yourself a new guitar and it'll be replaced by insurance. So if you had a, $800 guitar, go and buy the $3,800 guitar. If you got a little,
it's like a free shopping spree, man.
It was a shopping spree for the boys,
dude.
So Brant, like sick bass guitar, sick guitar,
everything,
sick drum kit,
everything.
Like everything was brand spanking new from, I believe, Gordy Brant Music at the time. For anybody who old Saskatoon music store, Gordy Brant, and I guess they just. Boys walked in with an insurance claim, and they're just like, "Ooh, you want this?
Yes, let us help you.
You're gonna love this."
Everyone's happy on that sale day, hey?
Yeah, and like, there's a Lewig Drum Kit. It was like Ludwig put out a thing called Hollywood, so it's like one of the series that they had, the Hollywood style.
Yeah.
But they also had like a new product at the time. It was called like Rock Tone or something like that. So what it is like. It looks like stipple on a roof.
Okay.
But it's like rock kind of stipple, and they sprayed the inside of the drum with this stuff to make the drum louder.
No way.
So it's like kind of hard stucco-y thing on the inside of these drums.
That's sweet.
And those are the drums that I grew up playing on. That's like my dad's drum kit.
Well, yeah, because it would be like the best kit you could get at the time.
Yeah. And like I've heard this story and how they acquired this gear a very long time ago, and it was just like every piece of gear that they have is very rare. Yeah. Because Gordy Brant had a lot of cool stuff in there, but this wasn't the standard stuff. This was the floor model stuff that no one was buying.
Yeah.
Because it just
too expensive. Too expensive.
So like I'm pretty sure it was an upwards of like $1,200 or $1,300. I don't know. Like
at
in
that
the
time,
70s,
it would be a lot
for a drum kit. That's pretty wild. That's probably with cymbals and everything attached to it.
Yeah.
But, I didn't get the importance of this stuff when I was 9, 10, 11, 12
You're just banging
years old.
on the drums.
And I was banging on the drums. I wrecked the strainer on the side of the thing from yanking on it too much. I was breaking cymbals, which are these like old, cool Zildjian cymbals, and I just destroyed them. And it was...
Did you ever get told not to?
Yeah, absolutely. And like when break, he'd look at me, he's like, "How did you break that?" He's like, "I didn't know. What are you doing?
Going hard in the paint,
chewing on this thing,
dude."
And but God bless them, because my whole family was very encouraging.
That's the thing.
When it came to music, anybody who was practicing or anybody who's playing in the house, just let them do it. There wasn't like, don't do this. It was like, no, keep playing, keep doing stuff. So. I was very encouraged to get into music and do all that stuff, but the stories of being on the road for him and coming home, like he would tell me, he's like, it's not really that glorious when you're coming home on like New Year's night and it's 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
and you just dropped everybody off, and you have to load all of your gear into your basement. So you can't have it sitting out there, but you just dropped everybody off on the way back because they're too hammered,
Yeah.
and you're doing this all yourself. Doesn't sound fun, eh?
No.
And all I looked at that when I heard those stories is just like, that's a challenge. It's like, yeah, it does sound like fun. And I will load the gear. I will do these things. That doesn't
Boy,
sound
oh boy,
scary
did
to
you
me.
ever do that, hey?
And now it's just a part of my being. And
It's funny how most people that are really, really, really good at making music, they all have that sort of same story. There was someone there who like embraced them and made sure they were going all the time. It's almost like you need that to be successful.
for sure,
music.
like just a support in the way of, you know, allowing a space for
Yeah.
someone to do something.
Yeah.
You don't even have to like be overly encouraging. Sometimes that can take you away from it.
That's a good point too. There's a fine line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought it was kind of neat to grow up and hear older guys around town. It's a small town, like 300 or 400 people, but hear old guys around town tell me stories at the bar when I was working at the bar. Like, oh, when your grandma and grandpa used to play these dances and stuff and this and this. I remember watching your dad play bass with your grandma and grandpa and do all, and I'm like,
That's so cool. Dude.
yeah, it was really cool because I didn't really hear a lot of those stories from them because they did it so often. So it was like, you know, it's like being a third generation drummer is kind of neat. It's like
It's in
you
your
wanna
blood, bro. It's
continue
your
it on.
bloodline. Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to the dads, Grandpa Jack and my dad Ron. Like,
Amazing.
yep. Oh, you can hear that wind. We got a thunderstorm a coming here.
Is it?
Look out. Oh, it's gonna be bad.
I did
It's
not know
coming
this.
in for like 20 minutes or a half an hour.
Like right away?
supposedly like 100K winds and hail and stuff.
Don't say that.
Yeah. I guess it's happening in Rosthern right now. Look at your weather, what happened yesterday.
Yeah,
Probably
I keep forgetting we're in the future when we do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, that's it. It's just dad episode.
Dad Day.
Yeah. Do good things for your dads.
I will say shout out to my dad as well and to my grandpa up there. Love you guys. Like, again, the dad and grandpa humor, the best. I'm with you.
Yeah.
It just, you can't beat it.
And look up more dad jokes.
Yeah.
You know, if
Especially the bird one that we started the show off with, because boy, did I squirm. Oh. I got dadded hard.
And, you know, like there's dad farts
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
There
I just
sure
remember
are.
there's one of those times where after Thanksgiving, and you got all the uncles and everybody around.
Here we go,
and
yeah.
the farting starts. And it's like, this is starting to get pretty intense.
It's escalating quickly.
Trying to leave the room, and then one of them pipes up. It's like, here, oh, yeah, just wait. What? Oh, here, grab my hand. And you reach out, and he
Pull the finger.
Pull the finger.
Pull the finger. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, thanks.
I always wondered how that finger pull always works, hey? Every time you pull that finger, you're not going to be happy with what comes out.
Oh, it's because
Yeah.
they've been holding on to it.
Yeah.
This is for the kids.
It's a special one.
He's lower down here. He's going to get the brunt of it.
Bro.
Yeah.
This is why we gather around for Uncle Gramma's story time right there.
Make sure close your mouth around the dads.
Yeah. Try not to get too many farts tonight and, when
don't
you're
wanna-
celebrating.
Don't want to taste it.
That's it. All right, brother. Anything else before we call her a day?
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Love you.